I said, he was a French painter from 1844 to 1910. And he did these amazing paintings. And a lot of them were a lot of overlapping shapes and things. So what you see here, I'm going to show you some of the pictures. He liked to hide animals in his pictures. There's some ones here of these flowers there. There's another one there. He's got, here's one where you see these, I don't know if you can see it. It's too dark on your screen. How about this one? You can see the monkeys, but there's lots of animals actually hidden within the screen. I'm going to see if I can get my light over here to show you. This one, it's not showing up. Too dark. All right. Here's a cool one.
Do you want me to hold it?
No. And you can see there's birds, there's different animals. And one of the things why I'm showing you a lot of these pictures is I'm going to draw the toucan. We're going to do that step by step. We'll put them on a branch, but then I want you guys to have some fun really decorating and getting your own take on how you want your jungle to look like. I'm going to show a couple more. There's like a family of monkeys over there. You can see that bird up in the tree. Now, I've got a few more pictures and then we'll get started. That one's a little scary. I'm not going to show that one. This one is too. This is one of his most famous paintings. And there's the big tiger in the jungle. And what's interesting is that part of him is in front of the bushes and part is in the back. So that way we're always seeing some interesting things with this. And we're going to try to work on that today. I'll show you. I think that's, here I want to show you a picture. This is a picture of Henri Rousseau. Kind of hard to see. There he is. So I just want to make sure that everybody now, oh, here's one a little bit older in there. He's got his beard. And the book that I'm showing you this from is called Jungle in Paris, because he created all these from his imagination and from going to the Paris Zoo. That's how he did all these. Okay? Now, if you want to, you have any kind of questions, you guys can ask the questions before I get started. Is there any questions before I get started? You can unmute and ask your question. Everybody good? Everybody's good? All right. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to get started. And I want everybody to grab their pencils first. You want to put the date is 4/21/20.
Are you recording it?
Yes. Thank you for asking that. I'll have to edit that out soon. Put your name on the bottom. So we have our name and date on our paper. We always want to do it on the front. I see people showing me, that's great. Thank you. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by creating our toucan. Has anybody seen, like, you've seen a toucan maybe in the zoo or in maybe, I don't know, probably a zoo. And they have big, long beaks. So what we're going to do is we're going to start our toucan, not in the center, but off to the side here. Okay? So let's start by just doing a shape like this. We want to come. It can be bigger or it can be smaller, but that's going to be our toucan. Okay? Everybody kind of get your shape there. So it's like a giant upside down U. Now the first thing we want to do is, everybody got their U up there? Thumbs up? Yep. Cool. What I want to do is let's give him a nice big eye. So it's kind of near the top of his head. We're going to give him a circle. Start with a circle. And then a smaller circle inside, because that area is the feathers around his eye there. So everybody should have an eye. Does everybody have, well, we all have two eyes. Does your toucan have an eye? Yeah? Okay. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to work on his beak. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here and I'm going to come down here. So I'm coming into my U. You see how I come into the U a little bit? So then what I want to do is I'm going to make this area like that. I'll erase this line here so you can see. And we want to have kind of a line in the middle of this area. So what we did is we just came inside a little bit and outside a little bit of our U. Okay, so now how big is the beak going to be? It's going to be pretty big. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start up here and I want to come like this and I'm going to come then down. Okay, so I'm coming, I can come almost all the way to the edge if I want to make it even bigger, but I think that's a good size. Then you have that, you come over here, you see where I'm at right here? I'm going to come from here and I'm going to connect to his beak. Okay, so everybody should, this is just the top of his beak. Everybody's got it? Looks like some people are still working. Oh, you got it? That looks good. Yep. So now, what I want to do is come over here, and I'm going to follow that. I'm not coming to the very edge of it. I'm having so he has a little bit of an overlap like that. So this line comes almost straight across and over. Now, the beak also has this marking. So we want to give a line like this, and then a line right there. I'm going to do it with my red so you can kind of see that. There's a chat. There's 9 chats. Are you looking at the chat?
I thought Lucy was my purple. Oh, I already did these.
Okay.
They're already done.
All right.
FYI, James is on and Emery.
Wow, that's awesome. So what we want to do now is that we have the beak. Everybody's got the beak and an eye, yeah? Cool. So what we want to do now is we're going to work on his head. And so we're going to make it less of a U and more like a toucan. So what we do is we come from right here. I'm going to do it in a different color. I'm going to come from right here. And I'm just going to come up a little bit from the beak. Come down and out. You see how I've got out here? I'm out above it. And then I'm going to come back. Let me try that again. Back like that. So I've got his head. And it's coming back in. And we're down. So you're just kind of making a little bit of an adjustment then, making his head a little bit more angular at the end. Now, it looks like everybody's still working. Yeah, I see that. Oh, that looks good. Wow. Nice work, guys. So now what we want to do is he's got some amazing markings. Let's show those. So what we want to do is we want to come over here. And I'm right up at this point here and this point here like this. You can see what I'm going to do is I want to come down and squeak, 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 back up like that. Okay? Everybody's got that. So we're getting, that's going to be, now you can see he's black and yellow, but you can add some other things to it too. You guys are able, you can change the colors. We're going to talk a little bit about colors a little bit later. So now let's work on his tail feathers, okay? So what I want to do is come over here and I'm just going to continue. And I want to come down with his tail feathers and kind of come across like that. My black marker is not working very well. Let's try this one.
You like another one?
Here we go. This one's good. Okay, so then we have his markings like that. Now, one of the things we have is not only is that's his tail feathers, but we have this little mark that he has here on his tail feathers, comes down also. Now, everybody, do we all have our toucan with his beak, his eye, and his tail feathers? Yep. They're working on it. Looks like you guys are getting it. So now what's going to be the interesting part is we're going to put in where the branch is. Well, that looks good. Nice, Annika. Now, what I want to do is I want to come and I want to bring it so then I can do his talons to hang on to it. So what I'll do is this. I'm going to bring it over like this, and I'll do a, let's see if my green works. Is there a question? Anybody have a question? No? Okay. That was just used to. All right, so then I want to come down here. And we're going to come with a branch that will come all the way across. Right around there. Okay, so we want to add our first part of our branch. Now you're going to be able to add more branches if you want. Kind of coming in. But what we want to do is get the branch. Now, what I want to do next is everybody got a branch? I'm just seeing how we're doing here. Yep, yep. Great. So what I want to do next is I'm going to add his talons. Now, he's coming over and he's holding on. He's not grasping it. He's just kind of balancing himself on the branch. So when we go across with the talons, he's got 3 talons. 2 are in front and 1 is in back. So we don't see the one in back. So what I want to do is come over like this. And I'm going to make this shape like that. And I do another one. And then we erase the branch. So we have his talon. Now, can you see that? I'm going to make it. I'm going to do it super big right now so you can see it. So the branch is like this. And what you're doing is you're going to be bringing over the talons. So they come over the top. Like that, and then we erase the branch. The other one's going to come right next to it. Comes over. So we see that coming over the top. Of the branch. So it's holding on. It's more. You are unmuted, the host. Okay. So what we're doing here, guys, is that I've come and adding those. You can see it big, but you want to have him so he's holding on to the branch there. Everybody's got the talons. Do you see it? Do you need some help? Everybody's got the talons. Take your time. Now they are sharp and they have like, if you can see in the picture here, they're bluish color with black talon nails. That is what it looks like. Yes.
I'm not seeing what.
So what we're going to be doing is we want to start adding some details. Everybody's got our bird up here. Everybody's got the toucan. You're good with the toucan? Yep. We'll take a quick look. I want to take a quick look at the toucan. So I'm going to go to a gallery view. Does everybody have their toucan? You all set with that? Give me a thumbs up. Show me your picture. Wow, these look great. Show me the picture. Kaylin, yeah. Oh, wow. These look great, guys. Perfect. Okay. So I'm going to move on and go now to add some of the details. I'm going to be using some different, if you've got ideas, go ahead and go for it right now. You can create some more. Well, that looks good too. You can create some more leaves and stuff. So we wanted to have some leaves that come in front of the toucan and some in back. Why do we do that? Do you know why we do that? The reason is so there's kind of a motion that there's space. If everything was in front or everything is in back, we don't have a good idea of where he is in the jungle. He's kind of hiding. Now, one of the things you guys can do is maybe you can get some snakes on some of the branches, add some other birds. That's all up to you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a leaf up here. This is my first leaf, and this one is going to come in front of the toucan. So I come right like that, and then I'm going to do his vein, the veins of it, and I'll erase the toucan. I'll do another one over here, but this is coming down. I'll do another one over here that's going to be in front of him. So I come over here. And I erase. It's good to erase as you're going so you get an idea of where it is. So the idea here is then we're going to have some other things coming up. I like to have some of these overlapping shapes. I'm going to add some more over here, coming off the page. Remember, it's a jungle, guys. So go ahead, and we can have some great, you can also have like some of them, maybe even some big flowers like you saw adding in. So it's at this point where you want to go ahead and add your own details. So this is a kind of an idea of where you want things. So let's say, I'll give an example here. I'm going to add a branch like this right there. And what I want to do is I'm going to add a snake onto this branch just to show you how to do that. So the snake is going to be coming like this. I'm going to have him with his head. Erase here. He's coming like this. And I start like that. So then the snake comes like this, and he comes underneath. He's coming over. So this one is underneath. Here is over, coming underneath. So you can see how I wrap the snake around the branch. And that's kind of one of those fun things that you can do. I think he's got to have his mouth open. Oh, maybe not. It's too scary. So what we'll do is go ahead and take a few minutes to add your details. If you want to have a second toucan on a branch in the background or flying, be my guest. It's kind of one of those fun things that you get to do right now is create your own kind of background and things. Okay, so let's take a little time and let's we'll see if we can if you want to show your work, unmute your microphone and say your name or just what your toucan's called, and you can show us. Who wants to show their work? Not all at once.